Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.
This week's veteran went from attending a segregated public school as a child to shaking Colin Powell's hand as an Army major. KSN's Hannah Adamson and photojournalist Nick Kiefer share the story of a man who overcame the odds and was awarded a Bronze Star for his service on this week's Veteran Salute.
Like his father before him, Larry Burks Sr. wanted to join the Army. Burks received a full scholarship to Jackson State and joined the ROTC program. Upon graduation, he received his regular Army commission as a second lieutenant. After 3 years as an armor officer at Fort Riley, he transitioned to his branch of choice, transportation, a life-changing move that would prepare him for the Gulf War.
I like trucks. I like movements control kinds of things, and I understood that the mission of the military and a lot of things depend on things getting from point A to point B.
For several years leading up to the Gulf War, Larry Burks Sr. would serve with the 46th Transportation Company, 69th Transportation Battalion in Korea.
I was responsible for transporting cargo from the ports in southern Korea all the way up the peninsula.
Burks taking what he learned in Korea back to Kansas, promoted to major, assigned again to Fort Riley, this time with the 701 Main Support Battalion.
Did training with them in the desert in California, and that's when the Persian Gulf War happened.
As the battalion executive officer, Burks was part of an advanced deployment team in charge of getting the division's trucks, tanks, and combat fighting vehicles from Kansas to cargo ships heading for Saudi Arabia.
We flew over after that. Then we were able to conduct a download of the equipment off the ships. We staged it, got it prepared for the deploying units. When they came over by air, we matched them up with their equipment, and they drove off into the desert, and we fought the war.
Burks, the second in command of port operations in Saudi Arabia, with 500 military personnel working to equip thousands of soldiers 24/7.
The mission always was first, because if we were not there to do the things that we did, the fighting forces could not do their thing.
The port always on high alert, facing constant attacks, at one point under siege for 10 days straight.
They started bombing us with Scud missiles. We had Patriots that were there that took some of those out, but there was one instance where one Scud missile hit one of the warehouses. There were 27 people from Pennsylvania National Guard unit that were killed. It's right near where our people were, and it was devastating.
After the offloading process was complete, Burks would follow his battalion into Kuwait, continuing to work logistics until the end of the war.
This is the Bronze Star that I earned for the Persian Gulf War, but I have two of these. One of these belonged to my father. This was mine, so I keep both of them together.
After the Gulf War, Burks received his next duty assignment to Bayonne, New Jersey, where he got to meet the man he calls his military mentor.
I had a chance to meet General Colin Powell when I was there. He is my idol as a military man. As a minority, he really showed me that we have, in fact, a way to be able to be successful in the military with hard work, determination, and being the person that you know you need to be, and being on point and being focused. He was a prime example of that.
In 1993, Burks became a lieutenant colonel and the garrison commander for the Military Traffic Management Center at Bayonne. After his final assignment in Panama as the Logistical Support Operations Officer for U.S. Southern Command, Burks would retire after 20 years of service.
Enjoyed immensely the time I shared in the time I was in the military, because it was a great thing for me and for my family.
Burks currently works as WSU's Director for Military and Veteran Services, helping hundreds of veterans achieve their academic dreams each year. Here for you, Hannah Adamson, KSN News 3.
The Devon James Injury Lawyers here with our Veteran of the Week, and that's Lieutenant Colonel Larry Burks, who dedicated over 20 years of his life to the United States Army and even earned a Bronze Star in the Persian Gulf War. On behalf of all of Kansas, thank you so much for your service.
Thank you all so very much for this honor, and I want to thank you all for all the things you do for us in the community. Thank you for recognizing veterans.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.